So I've just arrived at the garden. We're going to make a couple of videos today introducing you to your grow kit, doing a bit of seed sowing. It's quite windy, you can't tell right now, it seems to have died down, but I think I'm going to go ahead and set up in the polytunnel. Okay, so we're all set up in here, so assuming nothing goes disastrously wrong with my camera set up, it's very precariously balanced, but we'll just cross our fingers. I'm going to talk you through the contents of your new grow kit. So you will notice there's a few things that you've received. I don't have it up on the table, but there's a big bag of compost. So medium and large kits have a big 50-litre bag, and small kits have a 20-litre bag. The big kits, you are going to get a second bag of compost with the second bundle of deliveries, and I will tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. So what's in here? We have a selection of pots. Now that's going to vary depending on the size of kit you've got again. You'll notice that the pots all have little coloured stickers on them, and that is just to help you find the right sized pot, because once they're full of compost, it's kind of tricky to figure out which one's which, because the sizes tend to be on the bottom of the pot. So hopefully that helps a little bit, and you'll find in your little bag you've got a grow guide, and on the front of that there's a little key that tells you which colour sticker is which size pot. Also in your little grow kit user guide is a little bit of extra information that hopefully will be helpful. So there's a little bit of info in there on seed sowing. We'll also do a video on seed sowing. Sowing methods, watering, thinning out and potting up. So a couple of the techniques that you'll use when you are growing your veggies. And then on the back, there's a little bit more information about how to stay in touch with us. And you can get in touch if you've got any questions or any problems at all. And we'll be setting up a Facebook growers group as well, so we'll be in touch with information about that really soon. So what else is in here? So you've got a watering can, a pair of gloves, you have a little bundle of wooden plant labels and a pen. Always really important to label your seedlings when you sow them, otherwise you're going to be playing a game of spot the difference and trying to figure out what's what for quite a while till they get a wee bit bigger and a bit more recognisable. So also in your bag you have all of your little seed packets, and again depending on the size of the kit that you have, you'll have a slightly different selection of seeds. For the kit, you're going to use two main sowing methods, and so we're going to cover both of those in the seed sowing video, and hopefully that'll be helpful. So the last thing in your bag, you'll find a little envelope that has a selection of grow cards, and each of the grow cards will have a little bit of information on the front about the vegetable or the herb. And then on the other side, it's got all of the growing instructions that you'll need. So what you're doing when you're sowing, any care that it needs, and then also a little bit of guidance about when it's going to be ready to harvest and how to harvest it when it is ready. So again, small, medium and large kits will have slightly different selection. The other thing that you're going to get that I forgot to mention before, for the people who have the large kits, you're going to get a little bundle of canes, and that's to help support your sugar snap peas when they're growing. I'm going to set the kit up in a little while and you'll see how to pop them in the pot and make a little teepee. So as I said, the kits are going to come in 2 bundles. So you've probably got your first one by now, and we're going to be doing delivery of the next lot in 3 or 4 weeks. So we'll be in touch with everybody to organise that. So the second bundle is going to have a few extra things in there. For the people who have a large kit, you're going to get that extra bag of compost I mentioned. You're also going to get some plants that we're growing on in the polytunnel at the moment for you. So for people with a big kit, you'll get your courgette, and that's going to be going into your large pot. So don't fill this one up just yet, because you'll find if you fill this one up before your courgette arrives and your extra compost arrives, you'll not have enough compost for all the rest of the things that you can sow seed for just now. So hopefully, yeah, you've not done that already. But just be assured that we will give you extra compost for your courgette, and if you have filled up this pot already, you can use it to fill up your smaller ones in the meantime and get your seeds sown. So the other thing you're going to get, we've got these gorgeous little tomatoes. We've got 2 or 3 different varieties of little bush tomatoes, and they're teeny tiny at the moment, but they'll be a little bit bigger by the time they make it to you. We just want to keep them in the polytunnel for a little bit longer to make sure that the weather's going to be warm enough. The courgettes and the tomatoes are quite tender, so it's a good idea just to hold off and plant them a little bit later in the year. The other thing that you will get will be one of a choice of 3 different herbs. So we've been propagating some mint and some lemon balm, and we're going to divide up some chives as well. So you'll get to have a little extra herb plant to grow, as well as the annual herbs that you've got the seeds for. So the last thing that you'll get with your second bundle will be a couple of different types of fertilisers. So some of the things you're growing are going to be reasonably fast growing, like your salad leaves, but there will be a few crops that will be in the containers for a little bit longer, and they're going to use up all of the nutrients that are in the compost already, so they'll benefit from a little bit of a top up of nutrients. So you're going to get an organic general purpose fertiliser and an organic tomato feed as well. So they will come with instructions on how to use them, and there'll be information on the individual grow cards as well about which of the vegetables will appreciate a wee feed and which won't really need it. And we'll also do another wee video when it gets to the time that your plants will probably be needing that, and we'll talk a little bit about how to use them, but we'll also look at doing some homemade fertilisers as well. So I think that's covered everything that you've got in your kits. I'm going to go and set this one up now, because I'm going to be growing it along with you, and we'll use that kit to kind of make the other technique videos for sort of potting up and thinning out and things later on in the season. And it'll also give you a little bit of a sense of how much room it's going to take up and what it will look like when it's all ready to start sowing your seeds. All right, I'm going to get organised.